You prayed. Not once. Not casually. You prayed the way a person prays when they've run out of other options. You fasted. You knelt. Maybe you cried on the floor of your own kitchen, where no one could see you, and still the same fear came back, the same closed door, the same ache, wearing a different face. So let me say the thing no one says from a pulpit. It is not because you didn't have enough faith. It is not because you didn't pray the right words, in the right order, on the right day. And I am not going to tell you to pray harder. In the next few minutes I'll show you where your prayers are actually getting stuck, and it's not where you think. I'll show you why the same trouble keeps coming back, no matter how many times you hand it to God. And then 3 small changes, 3, that make a prayer finally land. The third one, almost no one teaches. I'm Celestino. Stay with me to the end, because we're going to set down something you've been carrying for a very long time. Here's what I've seen, sitting with people for 30 years. Most of us pray at the branch, never the root. We say, take this anxiety, take this debt, take this ache in my chest, take this person who keeps breaking me. And those prayers are honest. I'm not dismissing a single one of them, but the anxiety is a leaf, the debt is a leaf, the heartbreak is a leaf. You can climb that tree and strip it bare with your own 2 hands, and by morning, every leaf has grown back, because you never touched what was feeding it. There's an old line in scripture, whatever a man sows, that he shall also reap. We love to quote that about other people, but hear it about the tree in your own yard. If you keep reaping the same bitter fruit, season after season, year after year, then somewhere, something was sown, and it is still in the ground, still feeding the branches you keep trying to cut. And here is how it shows up. See if you recognize yourself. For some of you, it's money. You work, you earn, you do everything right, and somehow it always drains out the same hole, at the same time, like there's a crack in the floor of your house you can never find. For others, it's love. The same kind of person keeps finding you. Different name, different face, same wound. You swore you would never end up like your mother. And then one morning you heard her voice come out of your own mouth, and for some of you it's your body, the same heaviness, the same sickness that runs in the family. The doctors call it genetic, and maybe it is, but underneath you feel something older pressing down on you. You are not imagining it. These things are not random. Random does not repeat with that kind of precision, and here is the part that brings people to tears when they finally hear it. The root, very often did not start with you. The pattern you have been fighting your whole life, you may be the one holding it now, but you were not the one who began it. A lot of it was handed to you, before you could read, before you could choose, before you even had the words. You didn't plant that tree. You were born in the orchard, and told it was yours to tend. There's a hard old line, Exodus chapter 20, where God says the weight of the fathers is visited on the children, to the 3rd and the 4th generation. People read that and flinch. They think it's cruel. What kind of God punishes a child for what a grandfather did? But read it again slowly. That is not God building the chain, that is God naming it, telling you the truth about how pain travels through a family, quietly, invisibly, from hands to hands, so that one day someone in the line would finally see it for what it is, and stop. Now why has no one told you this? Why did you sit in pews for years, or read every book on the shelf, and still never hear it named? Because a chain survives by staying nameless. There's a line in Hosea, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, not for lack of trying, not for lack of faith, for lack of knowledge. What you cannot see, you cannot fight. What you will not name, you will keep carrying, and then, without ever meaning to, you hand it to your children. The same way it was handed to you. That is the cleverness of the thing. It hides. It wants to be called bad luck. It wants to be called just how our family is. It will answer to any name except its own, but here is what the chain does not want you to know. The same Bible that says the weight passes down says just as plainly that it can stop. Go to Ezekiel chapter 18. God says the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father. The one who keeps carrying it in silence, that's the one who stays bound. But the one who turns and sees and chooses differently, that one walks free. So both are true at once. The chain is real. That's Exodus. And the chain can end with one person who finally faces it. That's Ezekiel. And that person can be you, not your children after you're gone. Not the next generation, praying someone braver finally comes along, you. In this life, the chain ends here. So now you understand why the prayer stalls. You have been begging for the fruit to fall, peace, money, healing, a love that finally stays, while the root sits in the dark, unnamed, untouched, still feeding everything you have been trying to cut down. And you cannot break what you will not name. There's a line you already know, you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Notice what it does not say. It does not say the truth will comfort you. It does not say the truth will feel good. It says you will know, and the knowing is the thing that frees you. First you see, then you're free. Always in that order, never the other way around. I have sat across from people who prayed for 10 years, to be free of the same kind of love that kept wounding them. And every prayer was the same. Lord, take him away. Lord, change her. Lord, give me the strength to leave. Good prayers, honest prayers, and nothing moved. Until one of them stopped and asked a different question. Not take this away, but show me where this began. And in the quiet, she saw her mother, and her mother's mother, a whole line of women who all believed, somewhere underneath, that love was supposed to hurt. That pain was simply the price of being chosen. She had never been praying about a man at all. She had been praying about a belief that was older than she was. And the day she named that, out loud, as not hers, was the day her prayer finally had something true to hold on to. So if you take nothing else from me today, take these 3 turns. They cost you nothing, and they change everything. First, before you ask for relief, ask to see. Don't open your prayer with take this away. Open it with show me where this began. You have been asking God for hands, to lift it, to remove it, to fix it. Ask first for eyes. Ask to see the root, because God will not break for you the thing you are still pretending you cannot see. Second, name it out loud, and name it as not yours. Say it plainly, in your own voice. This fear is older than me. This pattern came before me. I am the one holding it now, but I am not the one who began it. Why out loud? Because the chain lives in the silence. The moment you say it, the moment you name it, the shame that kept it hidden begins to lose its grip. And shame is the lock. Shame is what convinced you it was your fault, your weakness, your failure, so you'd keep it secret and keep it alive. Name it, and you have already turned the key. Third, pray like someone ending it, not begging, ending. There is a world of difference between please make it stop and this stops with me. One is the prayer of a hostage, small, pleading, waiting for permission that never comes. The other is the prayer of a door closing, final, certain, done. You are not asking the chain for parole, you are telling it the line ends here. Pray like the door closes behind you, because it does. Now, some of you are thinking, but I don't know what I inherited, I don't know the story. The people who could have told me are gone, or they never spoke of it. Hear me. You do not need the whole story to break it. You don't need the names, the dates, the old secrets nobody talks about at the table. You only need to stop claiming it as yours. You can say, I don't know exactly where this began, but I know it did not begin with me, and I know it ends with me. That is enough to pray honestly. That is enough to begin. And if some part of you is still afraid this is too big, that something this old, this deep, this woven into your own family could never really come undone, hear this and let it land. The same scripture that names the curse says, in the very same breath, that Christ redeemed us from it. Redeemed, bought back, set loose. The chain is real, and the chain is breakable. Both are true, and any voice that gives you only the first half and leaves out the second is not telling you the whole truth. You were never meant to only survive it, you were meant to end it. So tonight, when the house is quiet and there's no one left to perform for, don't pray louder, pray deeper. Ask to see the root. Name what was never yours, and close the door behind you. You may be the very first person in your entire line to even look at this clearly, to say its name out loud, to refuse to hand it down. That is not a small thing, that is the whole thing. What you carry was never yours to begin with, and the chain, your chain, can end here, tonight, with you. Before you go, 3 small things, and they matter more than you'd think. If anything in this touched something real in you, leave a like. That's how I know which truths to keep bringing to this channel. And in the comments tell me, what's the pattern you finally recognize tonight? Or just write 3 words. The chain ends here. I read them, I'm listening to every one. If someone came to mind while I was speaking, a sister, a brother, a mother, a friend carrying the same weight you are, send this to them. It may be the exact thing they needed to hear today and never knew how to ask for, And if you want to keep walking this out with me, subscribe and stay. I'll be here, one truth at a time. Until then, remember, what you carry was never yours, and the chain can end with you.